Okay, so today we'll do Pythagoras theorem, which you've learned already since year 8. So you have the sides A, B, and C, and the Pythagoras theorem says that if you square the hypotenuse, is the sum of the square of the other two sides. So this is the C is called the hypotenuse. Okay. We can use this rule to work out the unknown side. For the example, in this question, we're going to work out the hypotenuse x. So you do x squared equal 5 squared plus 14 squared. Using your calculator, you can type it all in at once. So you write 5 squared plus 14 squared. Okay, 221. And then to find x, it's square root of 221. Make sure you show working your book. These are the working. You can't just write one answer. Correct to 2 decimal place, so you just write square root answer like that. 14.87. 14.87. Remember to use the approximately equal symbol. Okay, any questions? Yeah, look, good. All right, next one is, what if I want to find the shorter side? Then you do 1.6 square. Actually, if you find the shorter side, you just do it like this. Y square is the hypotenuse square minus 0.7 square. So it's minus instead of plus. And you just highlight that. It's a minus. And then you just do it on the calculator. It goes 1.6 square minus 0.7 square. Like this. 0.07. And then if you square root, you'll get the answer. So you get square root of that, answer equal 1.44. Oh, did you get? All right, good. All right, any question? Yes, good. All right, then we'll do a 3D problem where you have to find the hypotenuse of a triangle in a 3D shape. Okay, let's move on to this. Example 2, consider the rectangle ABCD is rectangular prism. So we have all the sides drawn, labeled. Find BE, correct to in exact form. So BE is this length in red. So that's BE. So because it's a rectangle, this is also 4. So I could draw this like this. So 4, 7, that's E, that's B. Okay. So we'll get, it's a right angle triangle. So it's actually a right angle triangle. It's a rectangle. So we're going to find BE. So what you do is you're going to leave it in exact form. So write BE square equals to 4 square plus 7 square. Using your calculator, you write 4 square plus 7 square equal 65. So write 65. And then you have to square root it. Because the question says exact form, you write it in that square root form. Okay, that's called exact. And you desert, or you can call that the third form. Okay, once you got that in the exact form, we can now work out BH, which is this length, the longest diagonal in a rectangular prism. So we're going to find BH. So I'm going to draw this triangle at the bottom. So there's a triangle, and that's B, that's H, and the hypotenuse is found, it's root, actually not the hypotenuse, the BH, BE is found, root 65. And the height is 3, right? That height is 3 over here, right? So you use Pythagoras again. So to find BH square, you do 3 square plus root 65 square. And then using your calculator, so you write root 65 square, right? Plus 3 square equal 74. 74. But this one you have to write in 2 decimal place. So let's work out what that is. 2 decimal place will be answer equal 8.60. 8.60. Any questions? So you need to show this working in your book. Not finished yet? Not finished yet? There's still plenty of time before the assembly, so we should do another exercise so you can finish 2 exercises over the weekend. So there will be 4 exercises due by next week. They are all revision. Okay, just do the hard questions. Thank you. All right, next page. Everyone finished? Last page. Let's show you one more, couple more minutes. 10 seconds. Finish. All right, let's move on. Okay, all right. All the formulas, squares, S squares, write it down. Rectangle, length times breadth, LB. Triangle, base times height, over 2 or B with the half. Parallelogram, base times height. Okay, very similar. So triangle is half of the area of the parallelogram. All right, continuing, we got the next one, rhombus. Half, you also have a half as well, half x times y, where x and y are the diagonals. Kite is exactly the same, half xy as well. So be careful with the difference between rhombus, which is using the diagonals to calculate with an extra half, and the parallelogram, which doesn't have a half, but involves the base and the height, not the diagonals. Okay. Let's move on. Trapezium also have a half, half h, a plus b. A and b are the parallel sides. And circle, r square, and finally sector, theta over 360, pi r square. Okay, let's put that on a full page so you could have a final look before I turn to the next page. Yep. All good? All right. We've done. Okay, so next page, that's the last page we'll do. Then we'll pack up and wait for the instruction to go to the assembly. Okay, we'll do some examples. We need to know how to convert units about area. So, for kilometers to meters, we normally times by 1,000. Because it is area square, we have to include a square there. That's how we remember. It's very easy to do. So, times by 100, times by 10, and then going small to big, you divide instead. And each of these must include a square because they are area. Okay? Question. All good? So we're going to do an example. So for this one, we're going to multiply 2.5 square centimeters to square millimeters times by 10 square, like this, right? Times by 10 square. And what would that be? That will be just 250 square millimeters. All right, you have to memorize this table off by heart, this diagram. What if I want to go from square centimeters to square kilometers? Have a look at the diagram. You have to go 2 steps. Square meters first, then square kilometers. So what you need to do is to divide twice. So you have to divide by 100 square first, then divide it by 1,000 square. Yep. So you can count the number of zeros. So let's count the number of zeros. I think it's easier to do it without a calculator. So there will be 6 zeros here, 4 zeros, right? Because if you square, you double the number of zeros. So that's altogether 10 zeros. You have to go back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means there are purple. There are 1, 2, 3 zeros in front of 2, and then with a dot in front, and then another 0 in front of the dot. Square kilometers. Now, of course, if you don't like doing this, all you have to do is just enter the button on a calculator, 2 million square centimeters divided by 100 square divided by 1,000 square should give you that. Okay, so you can do that on a calculator. Good, we are running on time, very good. Any question? Next, we're going to find the area of all these basic shapes. Remember the formula I just showed you? You need to memorize them all. So hopefully you recognize what these shapes are. All right, what's the first shape? Rhombus, very good, because you can see we give you the diagonal. Remember, rhombus is half xy, okay? That's your x, like the x-axis. That's your y, like the y-axis. So half times 7.5 times 6. You use your calculator to do. I've got my answer there, so okay, 22.5. All right, so you get 22.5 as your answer. Square meters. All right, any question? Next is a circle, pi r squared, so you have to find the radius, which is 4. Yep, sit down. Yep, thank you. Thank you. Pi r squared, so you go area is pi times 4 squared. Now, the question say, not in terms of pi, 2 decimal places, so you go shift pi like this. That's how you get the pi. Shift this button times by 4 squared equal this, which is 2 decimal place, approximately equal to 50.27. Went too far. 50.27. Okay, square meters. Right. Okay. Next one. 27. Yeah. Next one, you say trapezium. So the trapezium is, this is your height. Yep. This is A, this is B. Which one's A and B doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer. So you go half times the 25. Half times 25. Bracket 31 plus 15. Which you can just do it on a calculator. So you go, you can do half divided by 1 over 2 times by 25 times by bracket 31 plus 15. Close bracket equal 575 is the area. All right, all of these are revision. So hopefully you still remember from year 9. Okay, all good. And then we'll do some harder questions with composite shapes, and then questions that involve some algebra where you have to solve for a missing values. Okay. Well, we'll still, yeah, we've got plenty of time to finish that. Then we can pack up. Thank you. So let's continue. What do we do? We'll have to shrink the screen again. Okay. All right. We have to use algebra to work out the base, right? So all you have to do, just write an equation. Write an equation. So you go half times base times 14. The answer is 273. Okay, so, and then what you do is you're going to solve for B. Now, what you could do is just times half and 14 first. So you get 7B is 273. And then to get B, you divide by 7. So you go 273 divided by 7, which you could do on a calculator. 273 divided by 7, you get 39. So the base is 39 square centimeters. Okay. So the hard question involved you to write an equation to solve for a missing pronumeral. And same thing for the next question. Oh, oops, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, it's length, not area. Okay. All right. Correct the mistake on my booklet. Okay, good. All right. Let's do the next one. Very good. Next one, it's a bit harder. So you go half. Now this is your height. Remember, A and B are the parallel sides. Half times 0.4 bracket 1.3 plus A equal to 2730. And what you could do is just calculate half of 0.4, which is 0.2. Now you don't need to expand the bracket. All you have to do is to divide by 0.2 on your calculator. So you do 2730 divided by 0.2. 13650. So you can just divide 13650. Oh, I made a lethal mistake. Can anyone see what that was? Yeah, that's in square centimeters, isn't it? So I have to change that to square meters. How do I change that to square meters? 100 square, what would that be? that will be 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 0.273. Okay, so that's why I see how come the numbers are so big on the other side. Must be a problem. Okay. Okay, so what we do is you have to divide. So it's actually 0.273. And then I'm going to rewrite it because it's getting very squashy. So let's try that again. Sorry about that. So half times 0.4 multiplied by 1.3 plus a equals to 0.273. And then you're going to divide by 0.2. So you go put an extra 0 in front. Equal 1.365. 1.365. Then you just subtract that by 1.3, which is 0.015. That's a 6. 0.065 meters. Yes, we got it. All right, that's okay. Good. And then we're going to do, yes, we have time. For 2 more, then we'll pack up. We'll have time to get there. Okay. Next is the area of the sector. So to do that, be careful. You have to find this angle. You can't use the 150. So what you do is you do 360 minus 150, which is 210 degrees. And then you're going to use the formula. So you do 210 over 360 times by pi times the radius square. Okay? And then use your calculator. Now, write your answer as an exact value, then as a decimal. Okay, let's leave it as an exact value first. So how do I do that as an exact value? You do 210 over 360 and then times by 3 square. So you get 21 over 4. So you do not write the pi in, you just write 21 over 4 pi. That's your exact value. And to work out in 2 decimal places, you have to do the extra step of timesing by pi. On your calculator, you get 16.49, approximately equal to square meters. Yep. All right, any question? All good? Let's do the next one. Next one is a composite shape, so you have to find the area of the quadrant. So you go 1/4 times pi times the 8.2 square. That's the quadrant, plus the area of the rectangle, which you have to do on your calculator again. 8.2 square divided by 4. 16.81. Okay, 16.81 pi plus 8.2 times by 10.5. 86.1. 86.1. Yep, that's the exact value. So that's the exact. And if you wanted to do it on a, if you wanted to work out the answer in 2 decimal places, you have to enter that on a calculator. So it's 16.81 times by pi plus 86.1. Yes, good. 138.91 square meters. Let's put on a full page. So that's what we did. So make sure you do the homework for exercise 1C and 1D. Now, before you pack up, I need to tell you something.